we have our second request video. The fabulous Jessyka, who is one of my absolute favorite performers, got in touch with me with a costume dilemma. So I will be helping her out in this video, but this is actually a really fun project and it will show you how you can make your own DIY candles from things you probably have around the house. Now, you may be familiar with the Noodle Candle DIY that makes the rounds of the internet every single Halloween, and every October 1st I get tagged in the project about 40 times. Now, I have made these so many times now. Here's a collection of them. I've made them for my own shoots. I made them for Demon Derriere's Halloween shoot one year. They are a really fun project. I've done them in different methods. I've used different paints and things like that. I do find limitations with the Noodle Candle. As you can see, these ones are spray painted and already they need a touch up. That comes up quite often with this project. Also, the candles aren't attached in any way, so they just will come flying out all over the place, which is not going to work for Jess's particular project. And if you want something a little more sturdier, finally, these are quite large. So unless you want to go carving away, you're sort of stuck with this kind of size. Now, the candles that we're going to be making today are a lot thinner, obviously, and they hide the candle a lot better. The candle is not gonna fly out as easily. But you can still change the candle once it runs out of battery, or change the battery. If you're wanting differing lengths or only have toilet rolls, I will show you how to do that at the end of this video as well. Now, I know Miss Jessyka, she's a little bit like me. She likes both the glitter and the goth, hence I made both versions to show how you can have it sparkly or you can have it more the traditional gothic kind of church style candle. So for this project, you'll need to start collecting your toilet rolls or paper towel rolls. You'll also need some glitter EV sheets. You can get these from $2 shops. You'll need your hot glue gun stick, scissors, marker, a paddle pop stick, and your flameless candle. Now, before we go any further, you are getting a lecture on hot glue gun safety, okay? I do this in all my workshops. I work with hot glue guns a lot. So I have used high-end glue guns, I have used cheap glue guns. You need to be very careful and always keep an eye on what you're doing. I actually like to unplug my glue gun if I'm doing a project where I pause for a bit, just to let it cool down a little. I have had a glue gun explode on me, short out the house. I've had very severe burns, so please, yes, follow the instructions, keep an eye on it, unplug it if you're not using it, and just try not to use it for too long a sessions I've found is best. Also, do not force too much of the glue into the gun by pulling the trigger before it's too warm. That can cause the glue to back up and then start to come out of weird spaces in the gun, which is never fun. So please, safety first, keep an eye on it, and yeah. So first, with the paddle pop stick, we're going to cut it down so it fits inside the tube. This is what the candle is going to sit on. Then I'm just gonna hot glue gun it in. Then we're gonna hot glue gun the EV to the outside of the roll and trim off any excess. After this, we'll start doing the drips. Now, unfortunately, hot glue doesn't just ooze nicely down the sides like you would imagine it to. You sort of have to build it up in lines and streams as you go. So my advice here is to take this very, very slowly so you're not jamming glue into the gun that hasn't properly melted. So take little breaks between doing the lines and just let the gun warm up and do its thing. Now I'm tracing around the base of the candle onto the glittery V as well. This is to make a cover for the top. You just cut out a little hole in the middle of that circle and then you can poke the candle flame through it and that'll just sit on top. I'm also with hot glue gun adding more wax effect to the top just around the edges as well. Now once I've done all around the outside, all the glue gun drips, I'm painting just those drips white. Now this is the bit that is really going to make your candle look candly. So in whatever shadow color you want, I'm using gray here. But you can use browns, tans, or black, depending on the look you want to go for. I like to water this color down so that when it dries, it looks a bit more hazy and it will dry lighter and more shadowy. So paint around all the drips and into any holes, also around the top, just underneath where the candle kind of sits, so it looks like the candle has burnt the wax below it. And then I'm just coating the wet paint with glitter. You can also wait for it to dry and then use glue and then glitter, but this is faster, so. Now I'm just going to speed us up to the same point, do the paddle pop stick inside, same thing. Then we're going to apply the drip straight onto the outside of the tube. We're not going to cover the tube this time. Then I'm going to paint the entire thing, including the drips, tan, and paint in the shadows again. And that's pretty much it for this one. You'll end up with a lot more of a classic church style candle rather than the very sparkly options. This part is just for Jess's project, so feel free to skip to the next part. So, Jess, I've had 3 ideas. I've circled where the candles will go at every cross section. So my first idea is to get this sort of clip with the flat base and attach the flat base to the bottom of the candle. Then you can clip straight onto the cross section. They're easy to clip on and off. Now I am worried this method might be a little top heavy and they will fall. So my next 2 ideas utilize wire. The first is to feed wire through the middle of the candle and then bend them down the sides and then wrap the wire at the bottom around the cross section. I think the last idea is probably going to be the best one. We're going to use wire again, but insert it vertically and then wire on, which will give the candles more of a vertical support at the top and bottom. But for this part, if you want to make candles of differing lengths or you only have the toilet rolls, simply just tape them together and then just cut them to the length you want. So you can make them as tall or as short as you want, and they look fantastic, all at differing lengths. And there you have it. DIY Gothic candles from things you probably have laying around the home. So, Jess, I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I hope the tips in this video come in very handy. We will all look forward to you showing us the end results. If you are stuck on a costume or a DIY problem, slide into my DMs or shoot me an email or comment below. Let me know and I will see if I can help you out in a future video. That's it from me for another week. I have been Lady Heart and you have been an audience. See you next week. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.